welcome to Single on a Saturday Night right here at TGI Friday, 4000 City Ave. We do this every fourth Saturday, and you are welcome to join us. We have a good time. My name is Shelly Williams. Single, never been married, no children. I've been saying this whole thing for 6 years, but I've really been living it all my life, right? That's what it is. But I am happy and single, and great to be really, really single. No one, no booze, no nothing. I'm feeling that right now. I am. I'm happy. I'm happy. Boo, now I'm happy. I'm not booed up right now. Booed up, I ain't got no boo.
Anybody calling you?
Yes.
All right, then you good then.
Yeah, I didn't say I'm lonely. I just said I'm not booed up. I didn't say that. I don't have a significant other, but I have gentlemen callers.
Okay, it'd be horrible to have a phone and nobody's calling you. You're just paying the bill.
What if it was? Would you just make me feel bad right now?
That would be
like, you just made me feel bad if that was the case. What if nobody called me?
Nobody calling you.
Baby, you don't want anybody to call. If the vibe is going out, I don't want no calls. Don't be mad when nobody calling.
Well, what's the use of having a bill if you ain't nobody calling you? That's like going out with your girlfriends and you don't want to hold their drink all the time and they cook while they dance.
Okay, what if I want to be the one to make the call? That's why I have a phone.
Oh,
as long as you got somebody to call, not just for rising and making the bill payment.
Look, that ain't a problem. Once you make the call, you know what's going on.
But what if that may not be your problem, but it could be somebody's problem out there. They don't have, but this should make me feel bad. I called you and you didn't even call me back.
When you calling?
3 weeks ago.
Talking about nobody calling.
I called you 3 weeks ago and you didn't call me back.
She used her phone.
And you was busy. 3 weeks ago I called you and you didn't call me back. And then I texted you and said call me and you never called me back. So I used my phone.
Was you calling me to be your boo or you just calling me?
It don't matter. You ain't answer. You supposed to answer. You're supposed to find out.
And she's right. All right, then I'll take that one.
You was probably with your boo.
All right, so go ahead, introduce yourself now. Let them know who you are since you
I'm Mr. Goodnight.
He all booed up.
No, I was
not answering the phone.
No, I'll tell you where I've been locked down at. For 3 weeks, I've been on jury duty. I've been working a murder trial.
Oh.
So nobody could call me. They took our phones. We couldn't speak to family. We couldn't do anything. See? For 3 weeks.
But you ain't see the text when you got it back?
Man, they took our stuff. And they even go look at your laptops to see if you research cases, all of that.
Oh, wow.
So for 3 weeks, just to go into like a hung jury, 11-1 not guilty. So that guy has to be retried again. He's already been convicted for 11 years, but he's facing 63 and a half to 127 years.
So why did you do jury duty? Did you want to do jury duty? Because you know you don't have to.
I go in there.
You on television.
I go in there and answer the questions correctly and honestly. Like people got to fill the form. I answer it. But once they see college professor, they always pull my name. Always pull my name. And from that point on, I was done. I was in 8:30, 5:30. They had us locked down.
Don't they have a question on there that says like at the end, do you feel safe? I feel like I'm not safe because my name is out there in this world. So I don't feel safe if I'm trying some case and I'm up there at the juror like, hang them. And they come like, oh, I know that girl. She Shelly. I'm gonna get her. I'm good. You ain't gonna get me. I ain't going to jury duty.
No, as a man, we don't even worried about it. If it's our day, it's our day. We can't do nothing about it. Somebody can get through for the accident. But who do we have this on my left? Who's this woman right here?
You have to share your microphone. Who's this woman?
Hi, I'm Renata Jeffries, also known as the Philly Drawpreneur. I am an HIV advocate, and I'm here today to inspire and let you know a little bit about my clothing line.
Catrice Bailey, model, mother of 3, and I'm single.
Okay.
Yes.
You single?
And yes.
Okay. That's what's up.
No boo.
Okay.
Are you booed up?
Sure?
See how things change?
See, you gotta ask the right question.
You see how things change?
Yeah. Are you sure? Next.
Boot up.
Hi, my name is Nikki Phelps, and I am married, and I am dating, and available to date. Yes, just because I'm dating don't mean I will date you. Anyway, I am booed up. I'm very happy sometimes, but today is a good day. You see him feed me food? That's a good day.
He did. Her husband came, listen out there. See, this is one of those things you aspire for when you get a boo. Her husband put the little dressing on it, came over and fed her. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before.
See, what you ain't see, I was over there like, Jimmy, you hungry?
Because he's a gentleman.
Yes, he
Always
is.
remember that. He's a gentleman.
He is. He is.
Okay, I'm Lynette Trowick, and I'm a whole lot, but I am the founder of IMU Incorporated, which is a nonprofit that encourages women who are living with HIV to live life beyond their diagnosis.
Okay, and who's next to you?
I am Daniel Trowick. I am her husband, father of 11.
What?
A father of 11.
Good Lord. Amen.
Preacher, speaker, and teacher. That's what I do.
Preacher, speaker, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
You drop rhymes too?
I got bars.
You got bars? I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. So today our topic is, would you date someone who has HIV or any other STD? Would you? Could you? Do you see yourself dating someone? And then the subtopic is that when you look around the room, can you ever tell who has HIV, right? You can't tell, it doesn't have a look, but yet some people, like, it's a stigma around it. You never know what's happening, why people take it a certain way. So we're going to get into that topic. The first one, I'm going to ask everyone up here, would you date someone who has a known HIV and or AIDS or any other STD? I'm going to start with my left. Would you? Could you?
HIV, yes. I would date someone who has HIV, but they would have to be very responsible with taking their medication. STD, it depends on which STD we're talking about.
Herpes. Herpes. Herpes.
Is it on their face, like actively?
Yo, listen. What do you mean on your face actively? You know, 1 in 5.
You said herpes. That's why you said, ooh, that's one I gotta think about, because it could be like right here.
I didn't.
And I can't
it could be genital
just
herpes.
look at you.
Listen. It could be genital herpes, or it could be was that mouth herpes? I don't know.
That's what I was saying. If it's like up here, it might have a problem with it, because I gotta look at it all the time.
I can't. Okay, David,
being real.
just choked me up. Listen.
HIV, I'm not certain about, but I have dated a woman who's had herpes for a number of years. It was
did?
yes, early in
And
my 20s.
what did you think when you first did it? I
was with her when she went and found out that she was from a previous relationship. So I had a choice I could have made right then and there to bail out, quit. I could have said, well, maybe she was doing something on the side I didn't know about. I went with her, and surprisingly, it didn't change my mind, because I was involved with her. I was invested in her, so that's what we did. And it changed our attitude sexually. We had to make some readjustments, but I still put in a few years with her afterwards.
Oh wow, that's deep.
I've been there.
Kay Bailey.
HIV, I'm really not sure, to be honest. But any other, I think I still would. You just really got to educate yourself on, you know, how to protect you and that person. So, yeah.
I'm going to have to go with the rest of the crew here. HIV, I don't know. I think that's why we're here today, to really be educated on the subject and what it really is and how you can do something like that. So I'm not really sure. But in my mind's eyes, I feel like if I met someone, like I don't want to say I dated a lot. I have dated people.
Dated a lot. Go ahead. Continue.
I have dated. And when I say I've dated, meaning I haven't found anybody that I get, like, that's my dude, that's my boo, like, I can like you for more than 2 years. Like, I haven't found someone that I can like for more than 2 years. But if I find somebody that I can like for more than 2 years and they happen to have HIV, I may, because connection is everything. So I may have to give it a try, because I need somebody that I can tolerate for longer. You know what I mean? I've tolerated this for 6 years, and I love y'all to death. You know, I love you to life. Sorry, excuse me. So we're gonna go to a break, and we're gonna find out Nikki's thoughts on it, because I really have some good questions for you. I really do. So let's go to a break right here. TGI Fridays. Thank you to Howard Gilliam Jr. of New Video Productions and Doc Smitty. He is the man with Groove Boy Entertainment, and of course AlvinaStyles.com and Rashina Stewart of Lotus Beauty Spa. And never mind, let's just go to a break, please. Oh my gosh. I have never seen such a blank face in my life.
I wasn't ready.
Asia Sparks,
the whole veil comes off.
I felt so good. I'm walking down the aisle telling myself, like,
My special day was at my home. It's popping.
So J-Line.
Hit the gas and took off.
His name is DJ Smooth of True Blue Productions. You can catch him right here every Wednesday at TGI Fridays, 8 p.m. for Karaoke Wednesday. Can I Kick It? Karaoke right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. I am Shelly Williams. We are back. Our topic is, would you date someone with HIV? When we left, we were about to ask Nikki Phelps, would she date, even though she's married, but she's dating, available to date. So would you date someone with HIV or any other STD?
Honestly, it depends on who it is. Because like I said, because I am married and I am dating, I have other people to think about. So just to answer that question right now, it would be no, because I have to think about my husband and the people who I'm with. Same thing, if he wants to date, that's something that we would consider. But we already have each other. Now, let's just say if something happened and me or my husband were to contract something, would I date someone? Yeah, I wouldn't leave my husband because of a STD.
But that's a tricky situation when you're talking about you actually date and you're allowed to go out there and date. But we know that 1 in 5 people has herpes, and might even the cat might have been closed by now. It might be 1 in 4 people. So aren't you running the risk of actually catching anything, something?
I could be if I had sex with them. But again, you asked me knowingly, if that person were to tell me that this is what their situation is, I would have to decline and say no. Now, you talk about lying, cheating, and all that other stuff, then I have no control over that. But if you ask me, no, I wouldn't do that. Like I said, I'm married. I wouldn't want to bring or risk and bring anything home to my marriage.
All right, I understand that. So, Trawick. The Trawick. I just want to make sure I said it right. Now, your dynamic is different. I'm not going to go ahead and ask you, would you date someone who has HIV? But I'm going to go Daniel. So, when it came down to dating, would you think that you would date or be with someone who had HIV and or any other STD?
In the past, I honestly don't know. Probably not. But because of different experiences that I've had and things that have happened in my life, it has opened my eyes and allowed me to educate myself more and be educated more on HIV and AIDS. So because I know more of the truth and not just the stigma and the opinions and the false lies that people spread about HIV and AIDS, I'm more in a place to say, you know what, I can do this because I know about it. I'm educated about it. I can make a choice based on the education that I have.
All right, so you're educated. So were you educated before you actually got involved with someone who had HIV? Were you educated first, or was it you just met this dope sister and you just was like, wait a minute, she's so dope, I got to just educate myself because she's so dope, right?
Yeah, she is dope.
Yeah.
So were you educated first, or was it after meeting her?
I was educated prior to getting into a relationship with her. We've known each other for 10 years. And so it's been years of knowing her before I even found out anything about HIV and AIDS. And what caused me to really educate myself was my father contracted HIV. And so once I found out from him, I went to the doctors and started to educate myself more because I grew up in the Magic Johnson era where, you heard HIV, AIDS, that's what it was. And then Magic survived all these years. But during that time frame, everybody else was pretty much dying. And that's what we were shown. And so because of my father, I had the fear, but I also knew that there was some kind of way because Magic Johnson survived all this time. So I started to educate myself at that point.
Okay. So, Lynette.
Yeah.
You actually have HIV. And when you go out and you think about dating, did you think, hey, dating life is over? What did you think about? I mean, and tell us the process of finding out you had HIV.
Well, I was I knew nothing about HIV. Let me say that before my diagnosis. HIV to me was something. It was a gay disease. You know, that was something that gay men or women who were doing drugs contracted. That was it. So I had no reason to think about, look up, research HIV at all. So my diagnosis came along with, you know, we go to the doctor, us women, we go to the doctors annually, and they ask you, do you want the whole full test? Sure, get it all the time anyway. I got a call back to the doctor, and that's when I was told that my HIV test came back positive. I was 26 years old. I was a single mom. I was dating. So yeah, my life was, I thought it was all going to stop. Like you said, I thought no one was going to ever love me. No one was ever going to want to be in a relationship with me or anything. So dating was rough. You know, I had to try to decide, when do I tell? How do I tell? Do I want to tell this person? Because what if I just want to date this person but not have sex with this person? You know, then I don't have to tell them if I don't see a future with them. But now, okay, what if I want to have sex with this person, but I decide I want to wear protection and still not say anything? So it's a lot of lines there that you have to try to figure out, where a lot of people on the outside looking in would judge and say what they would do in that situation until you're actually in it.
And you're saying that you're actually have a thought of contemplating having sex with someone. Why wouldn't it be like, oh, I'm just not going to have sex with somebody? Because I understand when you go on a date, you don't have to disclose anything, but not saying sometimes can be a form of lying. Like you're not disclosing one of the biggest things that could make somebody just go the other way, like all the way left.
If you ask a lot of people what their biggest fear is, a lot of people will say being lonely. HIV is one of the biggest things that will make a person walk away. So being 26 years old, already in the dating world, HIV is not going to be the first thing to come out your mouth. So it is a process. You know, you think about, what about the times where I did tell somebody on the first date and they left me? You know, what about the times where I was really interested in this person that I spent 6 months with and we didn't have sex, but then I told them and then they left me?
When it came
so
down
it's a
to
process.
informing, once you were told, who were the first people you informed, and how did that process go?
Renata was definitely one of the first people that I told. Renata's been my best friend for the past 15 years. So Renata was one of the first people that I told. There were also about 3 or 4 other people that I told at that time. I actually didn't, close family, I didn't even tell till months later because I didn't know how to tell them. I wanted to make sure I was prepared to answer all the questions that they had, so I waited some months before I even disclosed to my family.
For Renata, when your friend came to you, were you supportive, shocked? What were the things that went through your mind?
Well, I was at work when I got the phone call, and I dropped everything and ran to where she was, and I was very supportive. At that moment, I didn't know what to say, and sometimes when people share things with you, the best thing to do is just be there, and that's what I did. I was just there, and along the road of her educating herself, I was educating myself and learning more about HIV and AIDS.
So, but, all right, you have HIV, you're dating, you're thinking about it. Then you meet a guy, right? You meet Mr. Daniel here. So, how long did it take for you to tell him?
Well, when I first met Daniel, I was his daughter's hairdresser. That's how I met Daniel. So there was no reason to tell Daniel anything in the beginning. And I had actually found out that I had just been diagnosed, a month before we met, I believe, or month after we met, actually. So I didn't tell Daniel anything so we met in 2008. I was diagnosed in 2008. I did not tell Daniel until 2012. And but by that time we were really good friends. We were best friends, and I had did an interview during the AIDS walk with the Philadelphia Inquirer, and it was posted online and posted in the paper. And this was actually before I was really public with my diagnosis. I sent the link to that article to Daniel for him to read, and that's how I disclosed to Daniel. And that was even before our relationship.
Wow. So you mentioned So you mentioned being a hairdresser, right? Does the diagnosis affect all that as well? I mean, do you have to tell your clients that I have HIV? Like, don't you think that, I mean, I don't know. You don't have to tell them?
The only reason that I would have to tell my clients is if I was going to have sex with my clients or I was going to breastfeed my clients. Because the only way you can get it is through breast milk, blood, vaginal fluids, and semen. That's it.
Well, that's one of my points. Blood. So I know I'm praying. So like when you get your hair weaved, today's no weave anyway. So you know how when you get your hair weaved up, you got the little pin,
The needle.
the needle, right? And sometimes that needle goes like this, and it goes out, and it just stabs itself. Now,
Really?
No, you can. You're going out like this. It's a needle, and you
Okay.
get stabbed. So the person doing your hair gets stabbed. At that moment, you're like, that person could have, somebody could have HIV. At that moment. Right, but doesn't matter. Your head, your scalp is open. You ever get a weave? When you have a weave, sometimes your scalp is open. It goes in. We're gonna go to a break. Oh my God, let me educate you on some weave. Listen, we're gonna go to a break right here at TGI Fridays. This is Single on a Saturday night, every fourth Saturday at TGI Fridays. Thank you to Howard Gilliam Jr. and Rashina Stewart. And we're talking about hair. I have to talk about Rashina Stewart of Lotus Beauty Spa. She does my hair. And today, I am all weave free for a limited time only for while supplies last. Because when I last long, believe me, I will be weaved again. But I thank you for having a healthy hair, healthy hair. So do you have to thank anybody?
Yes, I need to thank Bella's Hair Box because today my hair is done and a lot of things I don't know about weave, but I know I like how my hair looks.
You look very beautiful.
And I don't know what she did, but there was no stabbing going on up there. That's why you can hear me.
It's not stabbing. You're talking about sewing. It's a sew. Have you ever sewed an item before?
Yeah, well,
let's go to a break. Have you ever sewed before? Has anybody ever out there sewed? We're gonna go to a break. So. Everybody, it's your girl Shelly with Philly's Oprah right here at Lotus Beauty Spa in the Cedarbrook Plaza. Today, I got my hair out. Listen, Rashina Stewart got some growing hands, y'all. See that? See that? Get it. And if you want the hair, you want to get that Brazilian hair, make you look like yours. There you go, you need to get it right here. On a Saturday night right here at TGI Friday, 4000 City Ave, every fourth Saturday. You can watch us every Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. on Comcast 66, Verizon 29, or all over the world on Evolve Radio 24/7. You can listen to us on EvolveRadio247.com every Saturday at 1 o'clock. Check us out so you can see us, you can hear us. We all over, baby. Anyway, so let's get back. I understand that was an extreme thought process. I was just trying to get to the point. The point. No pun intended. Anyway, I was just trying to get to the point. In our finite minds, we start thinking things like that. I understand that's an extreme case. It's not going to, you never know. In extreme cases, people will think like that. That needle is sharp. No, I have never gotten stabbed with a needle when my hair was being sewn, but it is a needle. So what happens in that case? You never poked your hand by accident when you put that needle through the thing?
I poked my finger, however, from the little tiny needle, it's not going to be a whole lot of blood. I can generally kind of, okay, I'm good, And actually with blood, my blood would have to go into someone's open wound. And on top of that, I would also have to have a higher viral load. So right now, I'm what's called undetectable.
Yes.
Undetectable means that there are fewer than 50 copies of the virus in a milliliter sample of blood. Mm-hmm. So my virus is very, very low. So Daniel and I, We have sex.
Y'all have sex?
And
Oh,
we
my
do it the good
goodness.
old-fashioned way. Sorry, my
What's
close
old
your ears.
fashioned
No,
way?
no, no, I
Versus
believe
the
that.
new way.
Let's be
You
clear. I
know,
wanna
you know,
be
like I
clear.
was talking about, we have children together. Our youngest is 2.
Wait a
Right,
minute.
that's what I
Can
wanted
we
to
be
get to.
really clear about it?
Yes.
I understand good old fashioned way. You're saying no condom.
Right, that's what, yes,
You're
no
having
condom.
sex with no condom.
No condom.
And he doesn't have it.
And he is HIV negative.
Were you ever nervous about the fact that were you ever nervous about that? I mean, you're HIV negative, but you tried it once. When you first tried that thing with no condom, did you ever think in your mind that,
Calm down, Mom.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Calm down, Mom.
They married though.
She said, oh, she know her kids having sex. I got 2-year-olds. Okay?
But like at that point, like what made you decide we're not going to use a condom and I may or may not catch it? What was your thought? Come on, there has to be a thought there.
Well, truthfully, you know, before her and I ever had sex, I was already educated because of my father.
Okay.
And so I knew as long as she was taking her medication consistently every single day, and she went to the doctors and she came back undetectable, I'm free to go to work. I mean, be honest.
I'm mad.
So you're saying that like this is education. Now, I have not. I mean, I know a little bit. I've researched some, but education-wise, you're saying if someone takes their medicine consistently, that means the viral load goes to a minimum, and you're not going to get it. You're not going to contract it, and
It is not 100%.
Okay.
Although now the CDC pretty much says if the person is undetectable for at least 6 months straight, there's no way they can transmit HIV. None at all.
Wow.
That's
As
good
long as they
information.
take their
That's what the CDC
medication, continue to take their medication.
Once they reach an undetectable level, right?
once you reach an undetectable level, however, y'all
Stay
had.
consistent taking
But
the
you know
medication.
what?
And
That-
that doesn't
But
mean
there
that
was
once
a-
you hit that level, oh, I'm cured, I'm free. I don't have to take my medication anymore. No, you still have to.
It could go back up at any
Yes.
time like
The
anything
biggest
else.
thing of that, we missed it. You said you have children, so that means you not only had sex with no condom, but you also gave birth to a child, and you felt safe enough to give birth to a child without that child coming out with HIV. So the doctor said it was okay. What was that process? Did I know you had to have a conversation? You had a conversation about it. You think it's safe? Did the doctor say your child will not? Is it 100% that your child will not have HIV?
Well, we had the whole conversation prior to us even deciding to have a child together. So I went to my doctor and we understood that the best way was to make sure that I stay at an undetectable level, as much as the pregnancy is possible, because then that lessens the chance of me passing it to my child while I was pregnant. And then as well during labor, I also had to take extra medication to make sure that when my child passes through the birth canal, through other fluids, he wouldn't contract the virus. So I was fine. I was very comfortable. I had a vaginal birth.
That's what I was getting ready to say, was the vaginal,
I
was
had
a
a vaginal
C-section.
birth. Unlike the what do you call it? The things, stories out there. People think that people living with HIV can only have babies through a cesarean section. That's not true. You can have a vaginal birth as long as your levels are undetectable.
Wow, that is really interesting. I think you had a question.
Yeah, I had a comment. A lot of times when we're talking about HIV, it's our thought process. It's what society is thinking. And on a personal level, a really, really good friend of mine, he's HIV positive, and he does everything he's supposed to do, and he takes care of what he's supposed to take care of, like this young lady. And I remember, I have parties, he always comes to my house. He's a guy, he wants to talk to people. Now, I always felt like I had to protect my girlfriends from this young man because, oh my God, you have this disease and you need to tell them. So his attitude was, first of all, it's not everyone's business. He said, I decide who I want to tell when I want to tell them. And he says he only tells them people on a as-needed basis. Now, he says, I tell them out of courtesy, but he told me that most people don't even ask the question. So he said a lot of times he felt like he was safer because he knew what he had. Yeah. He was taking care of it. He was not passing it on, where most people are dating, I call it, he said, playing a Russian roulette, and they don't even have the conversation. I did not agree with him. We're going to fast forward to a party that I had, and I didn't tell his business, like I said, and I even told my friends, like, hey, without telling his business, like, if you're gonna get with anybody here tonight, you know, you might want to get to know him or find out. None of my friends asked no questions, didn't nothing. I have friends that hooked up and went to a hotel room and everything like that, and I'm sitting here like, he taught me something. Like most people, if you care about what you're doing, you're going to have that conversation at the right time. But most people don't even have the conversation at all.
Oh, I'm having that conversation. But anyway.
Shelly, do you have the conversation?
Yes, I do.
What does that conversation look like?
You get yourself checked out. What you got? You got some papers? What? I mean, it's the papers.
I had some papers from 2 years ago. We good.
No, we got recent papers.
What's recent?
Recent. You at least
Yesterday?
what they know. I mean,
6 months?
Not 6. I mean, people go to the doctors all the time. Let me see your papers. But
Don't ever
really
ask to
asking
see their
for
papers.
papers?
Come on, let's go to the doctor.
Are we really going to
Let us go get tested together.
Are they really asking for papers like
They're
that?
not asking
They so
for
caught up
papers
in what
like
I
that.
see, who's in front of
Usually
them.
I might ask,
I
but
have
you know,
asked for
come on now.
papers. But we're gonna continue this. We're gonna continue this for next week's show. This is the end of this show, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk to Renata about intense visions and how she got involved to make sure. She said this HIV actually saved her life. So we want to find out how. We're gonna find out more right here, TGI Fridays, 4000 CDF, every fourth Saturday. I feel like this is one of those conversations that people are scared of, and I feel like they're scared to be around as well. It is crazy to me. And we actually have Daniel Treywick's mother here. We're going to find out what she was thinking when it all happened. So join us next week. I'm telling you. Join us. I know you want to join us because it's through the TV. Nah, man. You can't get it through the TV. What? Anyway, let's go.